We're starting this meeting at 6 o'clock p.m. on, what is the date today? November the 16th, 2022. Yeah, again, everyone who's just entering, make sure you fill out the attendance sheet and then you can take a seat. We do have a guest speaker today, so we're going to try to keep stuff on time today. Before we go into that, we need to approve the minutes from last time, and we need to do, no? Oh, okay. So should we just go straight to that and then do public comment after as well? Okay, great. Well, that was our call to order. So we're going straight into a guest presentation, then we'll take it from there. Thanks, everyone. Also, there's some virtual people joining virtually. How are we going to do that? There's people joining virtually, like SYB members. Are they just going to be on the call with the? Okay. Okay, sounds good. So are you going to pull that? Okay. Sign off.
Okay, so Erica online, if you're ready to start, you can start sharing your screen, I think, and then we can all see you.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So thanks for meeting with us today. My name is Erica. I use the pronoun she, her. I am the youth outreach coordinator for the TIP line program at the Attorney General's office, and I'll let Montserrat introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we don't have a presentation for you. We're here to do an intro and talk a little bit more about a program that we are developing. Yes, my name is Montserrat. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the youth outreach lead. Thank you for inviting us today.
So just a little bit about the TIP line program that is in development. So the Attorney General's office has been tasked with creating a youth safety and well-being tip line to address any risks or potential risks that a youth or young adult in the state of Washington is facing. We've identified 44 different tips that a youth can call in or report about. So they range from bullying, cyberbullying, sexual assault, domestic violence, things of that nature. And then also providing youth with resources and services that they can turn to. A few things that are important about this particular program, it actually started by a youth, or the idea actually started by a youth in Benton Franklin County who advocated to a senator that this would be really beneficial for youth to have. So we're just trying to make that project happen. The program will be offered 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and it'll be accessible by web, phone, text, and app as well. And we're also trying to reach out to youth in 16 different categories. And what I mean by that is we're just doing a deep dive into understanding what youth are needing in the state. So reaching out to youth who identify as BIPOC, youth in rural areas, urban areas, youth who identify as homeless, immigrant youth, Indigenous youth, tribal youth, and teenage parents to get an understanding of what their needs are and how we can best serve them. I also want to emphasize that this program will be trauma-informed, anti-racist, and youth-centered. So we are looking for youth to provide us with feedback and suggestions on how we can make this program for them be better. So we know that there are programs available for youth right now that can be a little daunting or a little hesitant to use. So we want to let you know that we are open to ideas in developing this work. Do y'all have any questions for us so far?
It doesn't look like anyone does.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, so like I mentioned, the program will be youth-centered. So we are interested in reaching out to youth statewide to get feedback and suggestions from them. Eventually, we'll have either a youth committee or a youth commission or youth focus groups across the state to get feedback. Also want to let you know that the Attorney General's office is able to pay youth for their time and lived experience on providing feedback for this project as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Anything I'm missing, Montserrat?
No, I just want to add that our office is the office that is managing, developing, implementing the program. However, we will have to contract out the actual vendor or contractor that's going to address or deal with the calls, text messages, app messages that are coming in. We hope to have a vendor selected by early next year and have a better idea on the launch date by spring of 2023. So just something to keep an eye and an ear out for. And like Erica said, we want to ensure that we're reaching underserved youth. She listed a few, but our list is long, and we are open to talking youth with all sorts of backgrounds to get input. And as this program is rolling out, I also want to emphasize that we know it's not going to be perfect in the beginning, but we do want to include youth in this and have youth help us problem solve through the different scenarios and situations that occur and how they're dealt with. So if you are interested in that, we hope to stay in touch with you so that we can let you know when these opportunities arise and you can be part of this program.
Any questions for us?
I just had a question. So what role would the youth play as part of this program?
So what we're hoping is because it is a program that we're striving to be youth-centered, youth will participate in this program through, like Erica said, either a committee or focus groups, and gain some skills as they do that and help us address different issues that are coming up with this program. We want youth to give us input on the creation of promotional materials, marketing materials, like are we reaching them the right ways? Are we using the right platforms, for example? We did have some surveys that we launched in the summer that it was an online digital campaign where we asked youth some initial questions on what names resonate for them, what's a name that they would like this line to have. Also, how do they want us to market it? How do they want it to look? How would they want the person on the other side of the line to respond to them when they call in or message in? What platforms are they using? Where are they getting their information? And it gives us an initial understanding of what youth are doing right now, but we really want to dive deeper into those questions and get more answers. So their role would be more of like an advisory type role. Right now we have an advisory committee for stakeholders of systems that exist, but we want to ensure that youth also have a role in that and that their recommendations and ideas are heard. As Erica said, we are able to compensate youth for their time, so we hope to give them skills, compensate them for their linked expertise and time. So that is something to look forward to. Let me know if I answered the question. I know I veered a little bit off.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, I have another question actually. So I just wanted to clarify, what exactly are the intended benefits for youth through this program? Is it just like having someone to express concerns to on the other side of the line, or is there something more concrete that we see coming out of this?
It's essentially that something that, as Erica mentioned earlier, the youth that brought this up in eastern side of the state had mentioned that they thought a youth in their area would benefit from a program like this because they did not have a trustworthy person that they could talk to. So, for example, if the youth does not have trusting parents, someone in school or around them, this is another tool for them. We're hoping to also just track if youth are getting the services that they're seeking. through this program, and also report that to the legislature if we're seeing any gaps, any holes that are not being filled by the systems that we already have. We have already heard from homeless or unhoused youth and some LGBTQ youth that there are not a lot of services for them, or there are, but they are exhausted. Like, they don't find shelter when they need it. They don't find counseling when they need it. And that's something that we're hoping to track through this program to let legislators know, since they make a lot of the decisions on where funding goes. Anything else you want to add, Erica?
I don't think so. If it's all right with you, I have a couple of questions for y'all. So I am curious on if you are aware of any tip lines or resource lines or helplines in your area, and if so, does the messaging come across that it is approachable or accessible for youth and young adults to use? An example might be the Trevor Project or the BIPOC line, 988, things like that.
Mhm.
And everybody pretty much gets an ASB card, so that's a really accessible way.
So he was saying on the back of their school ID, there's a couple of crisis lines. Does that work for you guys? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he was saying it's very accessible and everyone at least can see it. Cool. Does anyone else have? No one else on it?
Yeah. I guess my input on this, again, I would take this with a grain of salt because I haven't personally used the tip lines before, but I agree with that. First of all, that if this is something we want to get out to a lot of youth, I believe that tip lines on the back of school ID cards is something standardized across the state as of last year. If that's the case, then it'd be helpful to include your tip line on there as well. But I would say that my main concern, if I were, to struggle with some of these issues that would require me to call a tip line, is that there's definitely concerns about impersonality and if you report things to the government, what does that mean for you as a young person? Like, are there any consequences of that? So I think something that would be very important in this new tip line is, first of all, establishing how it's different from the other ones, and second of all, making sure people know who they talk to, because again, you did mention, I believe, that the people on the other end of the line are not going to be like the Attorney General's office, but rather some outside contractor. So I think it's going to be really important that students are educated on who they're actually talking to, and also, where, like, how much privacy they have. Like, if they say certain things, will it be on record? Will it be off record? How do they, if they have concerns, who do they talk to? So I think all that information is very important that gets out before this tip line goes into effect.
Thank you for that. And that's thank you for sharing that. That's something that we're going to be focusing on before we launch the program. Like you said, being clear on when and what this line is used for. How is it different from other lines? Be very transparent about privacy and when that privacy can be broken, if that is the case. And like you said, and who they are talking to. So thank you.
Any other questions or concerns?
We have a question right now. She's just saying it and then I'll say it back into the
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the feedback was sharing ahead of time on the tip line how much information a student needs to share about themselves, like what school they go to, gender, age, location, and if they have to share that information, if it's confidential, and to what extent would be good to know. Does anyone have any other feedback for these people? And Monica, you looked like you had a question earlier. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had one more question actually. So again, I just wanted to clarify as to like what exactly the Sammamish Youth Board can do to help this. You mentioned some like focus groups or more like youth involvement and giving feedback on the issue. Is there something specific that the Sammamish Youth Board as a whole can get involved in, or like specific members who are interested? Is it just that should we just indicate our interest if we're interested and then just wait to hear more about ways to get involved?
Yes, at this point, we don't have anything concrete that we need your specific feedback on. Like I said, we want to ensure that we have a protocol in place so that we're able to compensate youth for their time and expertise. So we want to ensure that that is available once we start getting diving deeper into these topics and subjects regarding the tip line. So yes, I don't know the process for this, but if you are interested in staying in the loop for before we launch and getting more feedback about how you can be more involved, we would love it if we could at least have a name, contact, like email, just something to reach you to send information, or if the best place to send this information is through this youth group, then we can certainly do that. I guess I will leave it up to you to tell us the best way to reach youth that would be interested in this.
Thank you. So for now, if anybody is interested in reaching out to these ladies afterwards, let me know and I can connect you, or Erica and Montserrat, you can just keep in touch with me. We do have some attendees online too, so if anyone has anything to add, if you can go through Zoom and use the raise hand function.
I did put in the chat our tip line advisory committee and our website. So you can see the things that we've discussed, the things that we've worked on since this project started. The meetings are open to the public. So if you want to join in, please feel free. We just take public comment at the end. It's also helpful to know like how we are working with other folks who are doing similar work and concerns that have popped up. So privacy is one of them. Including youth is another one. And I will also mention, I think this also came up in the conversation, how tips are going to be reported and how do we keep youth safe as they use this line. A question that I do have is, because this program is statewide, I am curious on what concerns or issues youth and young adults are currently facing in your community.
Anybody want to answer that question? Any concerns? Yeah, Mana.
I have a clarifying question for that actually. Are you so just this, yeah, so is it specifically personal issues, like things that students are dealing with, such as mental health or personal issues in their life, or just issues they think are important?
Both. So we've heard issues that are important for youth and issues that they are seeing their peers also experiencing as well.
Okay.
So the answer was depression in general depression. Anyone else have struggles they see? Yeah. Great. Yeah, so the other one was ostracizing. You can say it so much better than I can. Well, feeling othered and not having others in their community, be it race, maybe identity of any sort. The example was he has a Black friend who, when things happen, he doesn't feel like he has anyone to turn to and talk to. So that was one thing. Thank you for that. Anyone else? On it.
Yeah, I guess a clarifying question that or I've asked them the clarifying questions. An actual question that that brought up for me is when it comes to concrete issues, for example, facing racism in schools, or feeling ostracized, or other external issues. I'm wondering, like, are there any solutions that this tip line is hoping to provide? Because I think a lot of times when it comes to things like, if you're facing discrimination at schools, I think a concern I've heard from a lot of students is that sure, you can like go out and talk to people, but that doesn't really solve the issue of this could happen again. So I'm wondering, is there anything you guys are hoping comes out of this tip line that'll lead to more long-term solutions?
To be honest, I think that's something that we're going to be figuring out with youth once we get youth together. What we want to do is, one of our goals is to take a human-centered approach to the way we are engaging with youth, to help us figure out the role that youth want to have in the long term with this program, and ultimately tell us, like, do we want to, like you said, come up with solutions or recommendations? Who do we want to see those recommendations? So because this program is still in its nascent stages, it's still a baby that's growing very quickly. We are still figuring some of these things out. So if you are interested in helping us do that, yeah, I encourage you to reach out to us to let us know that you are interested in doing that type of work.
Okay, just to add to like the earlier question, I kind of agree with what everyone said so far previously, that very much exists. Just from my knowledge in my personal circle, I think the most common things I see people struggling with are academic pressures and parental pressures, and generally not having an outlet for that, especially since in school, it's like an environment where everyone's going through the same thing. So it's kind of hard to like get someone to help you with that, especially.
Thank you for sharing. That's something that we haven't heard, so I appreciate that.
Another one was kids who are LGBTQ and being bullied for that identity. Anyone else have? Yeah. So there was a recommendation that the tip line have people from these communities who have the same identities as the teenagers or children calling, so they can relate to them on a more personal level. Okay, I think that's all in the room. So if you guys, Erica or Montserrat, have any other questions for us, let us know.
Yeah, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And feel free to reach out if you have any other questions or concerns or want to get involved with this work.
Thank you for listening to us.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night, both of you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Monet, it's all yours again.
Second that motion.
I second that motion.
Yeah, okay. If you couldn't hear that, we just motioned and seconded to approve the October minutes. So all in favor of approving the October minutes, could you say aye?
Aye.
All against? No? Okay, cool. So the October minutes, what? Oh, okay. If you want to abstain from voting on this, say I abstain. No, okay, great. So the October minutes are approved. So then we'll move on to approving the agenda, which I guess came before this in the agenda, but I'll motion to approve the agenda.
I second this motion.
All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye. Aye. Thanks, Connor. Okay, all against approving the agenda, say nay. All abstaining, say I abstain. Okay, great. Agenda approved. And next we'll move on to the public comment. Before that, I just want to confirm, has everyone filled out the attendance sheet? Yeah, okay, great. Cool. Then yeah, public comments. As usual, I believe you have 3 minutes if you are an individual who wants to, give a statement about something in our community. You have 5 minutes if you are an approved community group. At this time, would anyone like to provide public comment?
Do you want to use the microphone?
Oh, sure.
It's connected to the table.
I've been a member of the Sammamish Youth for.
But then people online can't hear your announcement.
My bad. No. So I've been a member of the Sammamish Youth Board for 4 years now. I've been swimming competitively all the while. I recently committed to Cornell University for swimming and diving. So thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
What are you going to major in?
Computer science.
Computer science. That's original. Good.
Yeah, on the record, I just want to say, Connor, I'm your biggest fan. Give me a shout out when you're rich and famous. Okay, cool. Any other public comments? Now is the time. No? Okay, great. Then we can move on to staff updates.
Okay, everybody. The Garage is a teen cafe, a teen get together, a teen hangout place in Issaquah, and they're a nonprofit and they're looking to expand to Sammamish. A couple of our council members have gone ahead and done like a site visit to see what it's about. And one council member, Rituja Ndipure, is looking for members from the Sammamish Youth Board to join her, 1 or 2 of you, to go on a site visit to see what it's about. So here are some pictures of it. It's just a space that teenagers can go to. They have to be in high school teenagers can go to. Any services or food that's there is free. The teenagers there put on like events. It's all run by the kids, for the kids. It's open after school. And then during the summer when school is not in session, it's open from noon to 6, still Monday through Friday. A little bit more. So they aim to provide a safe space for drop-ins, kind of like our Boys and Girls Teen Center here in Sammamish that we do have, but it's way more, they seem to be more successful, more things going on. So they're looking to expand. And I really like this line: despite or perhaps because of all the community youth activities, teens lack a space to hang out, an informal place where they can just drop in, talk to friends, pick up a snack, do homework. So that's what it is. Again, we would love for a volunteer. You can get volunteer hours to go with our council member, and you get to talk to council member Ndipure. So they're open 3 to 7. Rachel, you have a question? And then we have another. I think it should. We got some shrugs and head nods. Yes, it can count as an event credit. Yeah. Yeah, the tour thing. I think that's great. Yeah. Can you remind me of your name? Kennedy. Now I'll remember. Kennedy. Okay, great. Yeah, so please let me know if you're interested. You can tell me now, you can tell me after the meeting, you can email me, you can Discord me. I was about to say Slack me, but you guys aren't using Slack. And that's great. So that's one staff update. Hopefully it'd be soon, but again, whichever day you guys are free. Oh, I was like, I saw it in the reflection. I was like, did someone raise their hand? Yeah.
I was gonna ask. So you mentioned that there are things in the community already, like there. You said Boys and
Yeah.
Girls
So the
Club?
Boys and Girls Club of Redmond, but they're located up on Inglewood. Is that what the name of the road? I don't know. Anyway, that corner where the library used to be located, and there's a teen center. So they have like a teen room, but it's very small. It's like one room, and you can just like go and sit there. And I don't. The staff there puts on events. It's not run by the teens who show up. So it's different. And this would be, I think, like a way bigger thing for teens.
Okay, I guess the main question I had is, you talked about, run by teens. I'm like
By
wondering
teens,
what,
for teens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are adults there. There are like paid, it's a nonprofit, and there are people on staff who are there to like open the building and get the snacks and, you know, be there. But anything they put on, like if they put on an open mic night, if they have activities going on, it's like whatever the teens there want to do, we'll like organize it. So like, you could go there, you could have your council or your commission meetings there, your officer group meetings there. You could go there and do homework with your friends. You could do puzzles. I'm really into puzzles. You could do puzzles. Anyway, yeah.
I guess my main question for that is like, I guess a concern I would have, and I don't know if this is the point. Maybe it is the point of
Maybe
the
you
space,
should go
but
with
yeah,
DePure and let her know.
I guess, but I'm wondering if you know, first of all, because there are a lot of schools in this area, and I'm wondering, you know, it might happen that some like school clubs might want to reserve this space so that, you know, once a week they're going to have that space, and then, you know, if that sort of thing starts happening, it might become less of like a hangout space and more of just like, hey, if you want to come to this club, you know, do this. So
Well, you know, I looked at the website for like 5 minutes,
Okay.
so I actually don't know how it goes. So
Okay.
maybe you should go in with your teacher in Fury and see how
Alright.
what's up. I just assume you can. I don't know if they have rooms to schedule. I have no idea. And also depends on where this will be. Like they haven't set up anywhere in Sammamish, so who knows what it'll be. That's it. Great. Okay. Next thing. I feel like we just asked you guys to volunteer at something for Halloween, but hey, guess what? It's coming around. So Very Merry is our winter event, and we need some of you guys to help again. So there's kind of different shifts, but it's more like just let me know when you're coming. So if you want to help set up, the event is from 5 to 8. There's going to be all of these things, food trucks, petting zoo activities, but really what we have is an indoor activity that will be hopefully led by you guys. If you came to the Halloween one, then you would know, but basically it's ornament decorating. And the library is also going to be in here doing card making, which we might need some help with that depending on how the library is doing. So it's going to be inside in here, the activity. So it'll be warm and not rainy in here at least. And then the rest of the event's going to be taking place on the plaza. There's going to be fake snow. So if you want to white December 9th, come. Anyway, yeah. And if you have to like come outside, like you can come from 4 to 6. That's okay. Just let me know. So we can kind of plan on when you guys will be here. Any questions on Very Merry, Arna?
Just to clarify, is this a Sammamish Youth Board only volunteering opportunity or like bring a friend?
You can bring a friend. We love friends. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, do you have anything else? All right, back to you on it. But I can do this one too. Okay. So our December meeting, you guys know we meet on the 3rd Wednesday of every month, but in December, that's the 21st. And I think that's during your break. I don't know. Anyway, it's really close to the holiday. So if you guys want to move it to December 14th, I think the leadership will entertain that motion. Anybody? Okay,
I motion
yeah.
to move the December meeting to December 14th.
Would anybody like to second that motion? Or is it going to die? Yeah. We got a second. And your name, sir, for the record? Did you say sorry. Ema. Got it. Okay.
All right. Can we give everyone like a couple minutes to check their calendars? Because I see people on there.
Okay. Everyone check your calendar. And then we'll do voting. So the motion is on the table. There can be discussion about it if anyone has issues. Oh. Yeah. A lot of different things. Yeah, like yeah. Yeah.
Right. Is anyone still checking their calendar? Raise your hands. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and vote. Okay, we'll go ahead and vote. All in favor of moving the meeting to December 14th, say aye.
Aye.
All against, say nay. And all who abstain, say I abstain. All right, I guess our December meeting is going to be December 14th. If you guys want to add that to your calendars right now so you don't miss it.
Yeah, and I'll move the calendar invite and I'll send out reminders. So at our December meeting, it's usually more of a party than people talking at you. So the activity is going to be a Secret Santa. We love to see it. This is a QR code you can go to and put in like, I like the color, anyway, it has questions and you just fill it out. And then I will assign pairs and let you guys know, email you. So bring that to the December 14th meeting and we'll have a little potluck thing going on. If you like making cookies, make some cookies. And if you do bring them, make sure you bring like, this has peanuts, allergen labels. But I will also provide desserts, but like not for 50 people, for like 25. So you guys need to come through strong. We'll have cake.
One thing I think we should specify for Secret Santa is the price range.
Oh,
we're thinking.
thank you so much, Aaron. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it at $10 max, like little things, not like go crazy. Thank you.
Should we have everyone fill it out right now or?
Right now, no, you have time. You have time, but now is a really convenient time to not forget about it. So
Okay.
we'll give you some time. While you're here, use the QR code. While you're filling that out, I'm just going to talk to you more about Very Merry. Summer reminded me we also are going to have Santa pictures and we would love to have volunteers move people through the queue for Santa pictures. Or there's like face painting. We'll have people, basically there's going to be, you can help out with like any activity. So if you're not into like working in here on what I talked about, you can also work at other parts of the event. What? They're listening. They're filling out the. If you heard that, say aye. Yes. Thank you, Kate. I got one. The QR code's not working. I know I never make mistakes. Okay, when everyone's done with that, if anyone needs more time, raise your hand. Oh, okay. Raise your hand if you need more
Janie,
time. Oh,
Is
Arna.
there like a set due date for when we want to have this form finished?
Arna, when do you think the form should be finished by?
Maybe like Friday evening or something? Like, because I know some people aren't here right now.
Yeah.
They're absent. So
How about next Wednesday? So you guys have like 1 week to do it, and then I'll send it out before Thanksgiving. Before I leave for Thanksgiving. So yeah, if you guys can finish it by Wednesday, and I'll definitely send a reminder, and I'll send out your assignments on who your Secret Santa is. Does email work for everybody? Raise your hand if email doesn't work for you. Great, I love email. Email is the place. Monit, if you laugh at me. Yeah, that's not a thing. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to you guys.
First of all, before we go into officer group updates, is there anything else like significant in the agenda that we should budget time for? Or
No, this is it. And if you guys want to do breakouts and then come back and do updates, we can do that too.
do you guys want to do updates and then breakouts, and then we'll come back and do breakouts? Okay. The meeting ends at 7:30, right, Jenny? You guys want to do breakouts first? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do breakouts. What? Kavya? What's her name? Okay, no, we'll do breakouts. Okay. Okay. We'll what? Oh, okay. So that's a good point. So I believe both our civics officers are absent today. They're not on Zoom, right? Kavya and Sugunya?
No, I can be a civics officer.
Oh, okay, great. Do you know what's been going on?
No idea. But I'm sure they'll fill me in.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to do it.
I mean, I don't have. I mean, if they want to join us, like, would be happy to. But otherwise, they can.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So since we have, can we have everyone's attention, please? Vibe of. Oh my God, that's on the record. I just want. Okay. Anyways, so officer group updates. Before we go into updates, we're gonna go to breakouts first. So just as usual, go to your normal meeting places. We can use the rooms, right? Okay. Cool. And then we'll come back probably around what 7:20. Does that work? Okay. We're going to come back at 7:20 to do updates. So make sure that, you have something to say about, what your group has done and what you're hoping to do. Again, things move fast. This is already our third SYB meeting. Hopefully all the officer groups have started having meetings outside of the SYB meeting time. If not, today you definitely want to finalize those. Like you want to get meeting time scheduled. For example, the environmental committee is meeting like every 2 weeks outside of this SYB meeting. So we're meeting 3 weeks out of every 4 basically. So if you guys want to have regular meetings, make sure that you have goals for what your group is going to accomplish and see, a timeline would also be good. So we're going to come back 7:20. Or should we do 7:15 so we have more time to go over? Okay, 7:15, scratch that. We're going to come back 7:15. Follow your officers. If you're in civics, the last thing I will say is that since both our officers are absent, first of all, if you're in civics, can you all raise your hands? Okay. Can you keep your hands up? So before you put them down or anything, I just want to say we have 2 options. You guys can either join one of our groups. So that's the cultural/events committee or the environmental committee. Like just for this meeting, you can sit in, see if you're interested in joining the projects, or you can stick with Janie and you guys can work on whatever you guys have been working on so far. Can you, all the civics people, can you raise your hands again? Thank you. Okay, that's 5. And then put your hands down if you want to go with Janie. Oh, well, that means all of them want to go with you, Janie. So yeah, they love you, Janie.
I'm not doing anything. I have no idea. So you guys can fill me in. Have you guys had a meeting yet? Okay, well then let's just do that.
Okay, 1 moment. I have something to relay from Kavya. She says that all of you have to come up with 3 meeting times that work for you for the civics committee, and then make sure you send them to Kavya, or write them down and have one person send it to Kavya.
Cool. We'll do that. There's
Okay.
also an arts committee. So Rachel, wherever you're going. Arts, are you guys meeting for arts? Or are you part of culture? Yeah, so there's a 4th one.
Oh, yeah. Are you guys meeting as well? Okay, can you raise your hands if you're part of the arts group? Okay.
I thought you were
So you guys can either meet independently or you can meet with the culture. What? Oh, right. At our last meeting, I believe we did decide that the arts committee should probably meet outside of the normal SYB time. Is everyone still cool with that? Or have you guys been having meetings outside the normal SYB time? No? Do you intend to? Oh. Okay, how about for this meeting, let's have you guys stick with the cultural, and then Curran, can you give them time to like figure out that? Okay, cool. So then you guys can figure that out within theirs, and Curran can probably help coordinate some of that if you need him to. But yeah, is everyone clear with where they're going? Does that work for you guys? Just for this meeting? Okay, cool. We're gonna split up now. Everyone knows where they're going. Just go to your officers. All right, thanks, guys.
Hongying or Karan, can you go? Hey guys, Karan, Hongying, can you pop in there and get Monet? Tell him to come back.
Okay, guys, if everyone could look up here again. We're going to be giving our updates and then it'll be the end of the meeting. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to stick around for a couple more minutes. Yeah, you guys want to take it away?
Sure. Okay, so in our so in the culture events committee, we identify some of the needs we're going to be focusing on and also set a consistent meeting time. So mostly we're just going to be continuing to focus on oh yeah, sorry, I blanked. So we're going to be focusing on one, establishing some cultural events and helping people plan cultural events for like events that generally aren't represented on what we think is a large enough scale in Sammamish. And two, we're also going to be helping seniors in Sammamish with senior programming, and also helping them this group called Sammamish Seniors with outreach to establish a senior center.
I just want to clarify, do you mean high school seniors or seniors?
Seniors, over 50.
Okay, so for the environmental committee, if you aren't already aware, we've been working on making a challenge. So it's like where it's going to be environmental related questions that people are going to answer, and the more points you get, the more prizes you can win, things like that. So as of now, we've been working on making questions. We have over 130 so far, so that's great. And we've been kind of finalizing or kind of planning out how we're going to set our platform and our sponsors and things like that. Anything more specific?
The only thing I'll add to that is something that if any of you want to get involved with this environmental education challenge, right now we're mainly just creating content. So as Arna said, we have over 100 questions in. We're creating a platform, which Janie will be in touch with you about once we figure that out. And then the third thing is we are looking for sponsors for prizes. This hasn't been a major focus yet, but it is something we're going to be focusing on over the next few months. So if any of you want to get involved in that, no matter which committee you're in, like maybe you have some cool connections at local small businesses that might want to sponsor this, definitely get in touch with us. Last thing is if anyone has any ideas for the name of this challenge, we have not finalized it yet. So feel free to put something in the chat. Basically, it's just like an environmental education trivia challenge for not just the city of Sammamish, but hopefully we expand it to other cities on the east side as well. So if you have any name ideas, just put it in the chat. Yeah, that's all I have to say. You guys have anything else for like culture or arts?
Not really.
No?
I think
Also, if you want to work on questions, like you have free time, you have a lot of random trivia knowledge, you can always help. All the forums are in the environmental Discord channel. If you don't know how to use it, you can ask Mana or maybe we can help you.
yeah, that's the same thing for us. If you guys have any you're part of any cultures that you want to be, like you want to have like cultural events, if you want SYB to help do outreach or planning for some of your cultural events, whether that's just outreach or to help just like provide a platform for outreach or to help you like actually plan with the city an event, both are fine. Like Sigunya, she worked with us to do some outreach with an SYB about East Lake's ISA stuff, ISA Diwali celebration. So if you or someone you know wants to do that at all, we'd be open to working with you.
Awesome. And I believe the channel, again, everything is in the Discord. Is there anyone right now who isn't on the Discord? Okay, everyone is on the Discord at this point. That's amazing. All our information is on the Discord. We do have separate committee channels where you're probably getting your information for your committees. I believe most of the officers are doing this already, but if not, if you guys could put summaries for all of your meetings in the chat, that's really helpful because that means that any of you, if you want to just check out what another committee is doing, if you want to get involved, you can just check out, their meeting summaries in their channel. And of course, you can always reach out to the officers of that group if you're unsure about something or you want to get involved. Okay, I believe that's it for officer group updates.
The civics committee didn't give their update.
Oh, I thought, did you guys? Oh, you're the civics committee now,
I'm the
right?
civics
Okay.
committee, but come on up.
All right. Can you guys hear me like this? All right. So first thing on the list, me and a couple of friends are planning to start an initiative to teach tech literacy to people straight out of prison, especially juveniles. We're partnering with the Seattle Clemency Project, a nonprofit that partners with volunteer lawyers to help free unjustly imprisoned people. So if you guys would happen to be interested in that, we're planning sort of like a one-day workshop hackathon thing. The details aren't super concrete yet, but I'll post more in the Discord as more develops. We're going to be alternating attending city council meetings. So if any of you guys would be interested in that as well. And we're also going to be attending the coffee with council meetings where basically 4 city council meetings sit down, kind of have a more personal chat with whoever attends. And so we'll get to know more about the city council, get to kind of speak up on your issues. We're also polling the ISD superintendent as well as the Lake Washington superintendent to get a talk with them. And I believe, Janie, you were talking about the Parks and Recreation Department is planning their 6-year plan right now. And so we're planning to make a, right?
Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah. So we're planning to make a youth survey to talk about some of the issues and kind of poll like the youth of Sammamish on what issues they care about and what they might want to see included in that. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. I'll add on to that. If there is some sort of hackathon, first of all, is that still in the planning phase or is there like a date finalized for that? Planning. Okay. Once you guys have some more details on that, if you guys could throw some sort of graphic together, we can probably put it on the city website, right? Yeah. Okay. And then we'll also put it on the social media. And also, if that hackathon does end up coming together, we'll also offer an event credit for anyone who wants to help out with that. And that'd be like a volunteer thing, right? Like, yeah. Okay. Cool. And do you happen to know like what month you guys are aiming for, like general time frame? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Another thing I will say is for the district superintendent meetings, I know in past SYB years, we have had like quarterly meetings with superintendents, or at least that's what was supposed to happen, and sometimes it fell a little short. And I'm wondering, Janie, is this the same thing or is this a separate meeting?
Yeah, it's the same thing. And then Kat brought up also Issaquah School District.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will mention for LWSC, and I'm guessing for SPO as well, that's not just for civics committee. Like anyone who wants to attend can attend that meeting, and we encourage all of you guys to attend. Honestly, we could probably have an event credit there as well, but only if you like contribute and actively participate. We'll have one of the officers on there, at least one of the officers on there to, you know, keep tabs on that. Is there any timeline on that, like when that's going to be around?
When they respond to me.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, perfect.
I think that's a good thing. Also, like a lot of the civic events, I think also with like, oh yeah, just like I think all of them we're probably going to have them. Just you guys want to mostly plan it, but I think we're just going to open it. A lot of them with like everyone help volunteer and help make it happen. Like the meeting with superintendent, that was my first ever event credit with SYV. And then like COVID, like something happened. And then I don't know what happened. But then I think this is a super cool event. Oh, and also like I said, so like they were saying, by popping in on city council meetings, I think Kavya is still doing that, where she's doing updates on them. She wasn't able to come today, but I think she'll be giving like more information about that. So if you're still interested in going to city council meetings, hearing about what's going on and presenting it to us, please reach out to Kavya. She'd be glad to work with you on that.
And for the coffee with council, I believe she said, are those like, is that an SYB specific thing or is it like a general city public thing? Anyone?
Yeah, so the city has started doing those once a month on Fridays.
Okay.
And like sort of like someone from the civics committee might come and like attend the council meetings every Tuesday. One of them would go and attend coffee with council and report out.
Got it. And is that something where like anyone who wants to?
Yeah, anyone who wants to can go. It's open to the public.
Cool. And dates for that, I'm sure they're on the city website. Would someone from the civics team, however, be willing to also post those in the Discord, maybe in the civics channel?
I can send it out.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Janie. Is that all our committee updates for this week? Yeah, okay. Then last thing is for civics, culture, and art committees, could we have a raise of hands or honestly just like from officers? Has everyone sort of started scheduling like regular meetings outside of SYB meetings? Karen, yeah.
I think the arts committee is still working on getting in communication with everybody. And then the civics committee just identified dates that work. So they're going to start meeting soon, hopefully.
Okay, for environmental committee, I know we had some troubles with the scheduling platform, so we're going to be sending out another poll and we're going to be trying that out. Actually, I'll look at the results from the first one first, and if there's still difficulties, then we'll send out a new one. Again, officers will be sending out all updates for literally everything on the Discord. So if you guys want to keep in touch with SYB, make sure that you're on the Discord, communicating using the Discord. If there are members, for example, like the arts committee, the arts crew mentioned earlier that if there is problem with communication from certain members who just aren't checking the Discord, let us know and we can probably like nudge them a little bit to make sure that they're keeping in touch on the Discord, because that's important for all things, you know, because all our updates do go on the Discord. I believe that's everything. Remember to fill out your Secret Santa forms by, what did we say, this week?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Cool. And then all the event stuff, I'm guessing, will also be in the Discord in the community opportunity channel or whatever it's called.
I don't know. You guys made it.
Oh, should we?
Community Spotlight was called.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone can post in it. But Segunia, okay, it was originally created to Segunia for Segunia to share community events she found. But if you have elders you want to find, either a message her or you can directly post it, so long as it's not anything too weird. Like anything that's considered morally acceptable should generally be fine. So just like use common sense. If you think it makes sense and you want to share with SYB, post like you're free to post it. We'd be glad to see what you guys come up with and what you're interested in.
Cool. Are there any last questions, concerns, suggestions from anyone before we adjourn the meeting? No? Okay. Cool. Yeah, and again, you can always reach us on the Discord if you have anything or you have any ideas for new events, whatever, like events, projects, anything. Talk to the relevant committee. If it's something for whole SYB, you can always message on the Discord. Last thing I did, as I did say to the environmental committee, you guys can talk on the Discord. Like everyone is scared of talking on the Discord. I get it. You know, it's like a professional, we post things on there. But if you guys want to stay in touch with each other, we do want this to be more of a community, because in the past few years, because of our online setting, none of the SYB members knew each other, right? So we want to fix that this year. So if you're, I see a lot of you are already, talking in these in-person meetings, but also on the Discord, feel free to reach out to each other and talk to each other. Hopefully that's more of a
This is
social
like why
empowerment.
we didn't use Slack.
Yeah, we specifically chose Discord so people would hopefully feel more comfortable talking to each other. It's totally fine. Janie, none of the stuff on the Discord goes on the. Does it go on the record if people say something on the Discord? Or-
So if you're talking about city business,
Yeah.
it is subject to
What if it's
public
like not city
disclosure.
business and they're like, oh, I really hated chemistry class today. Would that go on the record?
No.
Okay,
I mean, like,
great.
yes, but if
Oh.
there were like, okay, we're out of time, but public record requests, like if someone wants to know if we do this environmental app thing and someone is like, I request public record on how that came to be, then our clerks would look through all of the Discord messages about it and they wouldn't include things that aren't germane. But if you said in the same message, chemistry sucks, space, here's a question, then that would go out.
We can create a separate channel just for
We'll make a
so-
separate channel for
just to
social,
talk.
like random stuff. So if you guys want to talk on there, that's fine. Yeah, and you can also DM each other. Anyways, that's enough about Discord. I'm not
And
advertising.
also,
them.
if you
Okay.
guys have anything you want, like if anything you need our support on, or anything you want us to improve for our meetings, feel free to like just message us, email Janie, our Discord. We check it occasionally. So yeah, we'd be glad to hear any feedback you have and make changes based on that.
Perfect. All right, we're done. But if you want to do this, please let me know. We need someone to do it. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
motion
and
to adjourn the meeting.
remember to sign in on your way out if you haven't done so.
Okay, I second the motion to adjourn.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye. All against, say nay. All who abstain, say I abstain. Great. All right. Meeting adjourned. Next meeting, December 14, 6 p.m. to 7:30.